Hey guys, we're on Patreon now. Come join us and don't miss out on ad-free episodes, bonus content, first access to tickets, which we're announcing soon, live streams, and much more. Seriously, go to our Patreon. We expose everyone. Hello and welcome back to the Canceled Podcast.
I don't even know why we are saying, honestly, I'm feeling amazing.
Wait, and I'm loving that for you. Someone has to. Brooke and I look so beautiful and gorgeous for the visual listeners. Why do I always say that?
The audio listeners.
No, the people on video see us and we're so cute.
Oh, I thought you were telling the audio listeners.
Oh, that's
by the way, we look so gorgeous and you can't tell.
No, wait, I'm loving that. That was good. Because we shot a beauty campaign today.
We did. This was the first real photo shoot I think I've ever had.
It was so official, blow the whistle studio, 150 people. I've never seen a camera.
150 people was so
Tana.
Hilarious. It was so Tana.
It was 40 people though.
There was probably 20 people there.
No, more than that.
More than that.
There were a lot of people. I just want to formally apologize to every single beauty guru ever. I just feel like I've always talked about it in such a flippant manner. I want to be a beauty guru. It's the hardest job in the world. You ate.
Thank you. I was really trying hard, but I honestly had a lot of fun. I really loved it. I thought it was fun.
It was stressing me out so bad.
What became stressful, here's the thing that happens with Tana and I anytime we do any sort of photos together, is that we never, ever, ever like the same photo.
Because it's always one of us voguing and one of us sneezing. And
yeah,
it's how
or it'll
do you
be
find
she'll
one?
be oh my God, this is the one, this is the one, this is the one. And in it, first of all, I have a lazy eye. Second of all, there's a bee stinging me on my forehead. It'll be so bad that it's there's you either hate me or you're dead blind.
It's getting it right is so hard, and it's crazy. I never realized how meticulous the beauty shots are. Chin up to the left, eye over here, you guys closer this way, hand here,
and
this,
the
that.
lighting situation, just getting that right is so crazy. And one false move, and all of a sudden you have a shadow that makes your nose look like it's
the
as long
size
as
of the Empire State. I feel I'm still on shutter mode. I'm moving in shutter mode. It's just, I just have all the respect in the world for the beauty girlies. And I feel I'm so excited for this campaign to come out and everything like that. But oh my God, it was just, I don't know. I'm not cut out for it. And I learned that very quickly today. I will stick with my face apping and my yapping.
I know, I'm the yapper, you're the face apper.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. That's actually poetic. I'm also just really slow today because I made the decision of a lifetime last night, right?
What was it?
I'm laying in bed and Ari Aguirre is we have to go to Dave and Buster's. We have to. And I'm you have never wanted to meet Dave or Buster in your entire life.
Not even
once.
Once.
Why do we have to go to Dave and Buster's, right? And he's just adamant. And finally I'm dude, just so you stop talking, fine. And I didn't want to. I was I want to stay in, whatever. I realized in the car on the way, we are headed to Jojo Siwa's song release party. She actually invited me a week ago.
Which is crazy behavior, but honestly, I respect it because now I know that she's also in on the bit.
Down to play the game and laugh.
She knows the game, and I'm glad. That makes me happy because sometimes I do feel we venture into bullying JoJo territory, and I don't want that.
And I was saying to her last night, I was listen, I said this on Canceled and I meant it. I hope you never fucking stop. Never take this construction jacket off. I love you. You're hilarious. And it was exactly that. And the budget was so crazy. Dave and Buster's rented out. It was just so crazy. And I walk in and she's just flipping me off. I was in her construction jacket. I was I feel I won a raffle. I feel I paid for this. And I just didn't end it there. I could have gone home. I did my JoJo-fication and I found myself at Barley's Demon Nights.
You couldn't pay me $1 million to go to Barley's.
That's how I felt my whole life. I haven't been there in a year, but I was DJing. I was behind the DJ booth. People were holding up signs that said, "Fuck Clinton Kane." At one point, a girl puts up her snap and it says, "Where's Brooke?" And I do it back and I put up my snap and I go, "Hopefully fucking Glenn Powell." I didn't know what to do.
I really tried for y'all last night, but...
Yeah, how did that go?
Unsuccessfully. So I randomly got invited to the Twisters premiere, which was obviously his new movie.
Are they on the tarp with all the colors?
I wish. I want to play Twister with Glenn Powell for sure, but unfortunately it was a tornado movie. I found out.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So it was a low-key a country themed carpet, which is hilarious. I had no idea going into it, but thank God I wore a brown dress because I almost wore black sparkles and I would have been so out of place.
What would you have done?
Can
you believe we have no jacuzzi?
Can you believe we have no jacuzzi?
So did you see Glenn on the carpet?
I did not see Glenn. So here's the thing. I got invited to this premiere. I really wanted to go. I invited Amanda to be my +1 because she's my new favorite neighbor. And I had also been invited to go see Tate McRae last night. And I will never miss an opportunity to see Tate McRae. I fucking love her. And she was at my favorite venue of all time, the Greek. It is one of the most iconic venues in all of Los Angeles. Just saying.
She's trying to get us to play it. We'll see.
I am not kidding. It was the most incredible performance I've ever seen. She is such a performer. She is such a pop star. She is such a fucking dancing, like, oh my God, I couldn't even believe it. She was upside down, back and forward. She was swinging from the ceiling. It was everything. And it was exactly what I needed, honest to God, because I'm going through another breakup with the same person. We know the drill. And I needed her to hear, or I needed to hear Run for the Hills.
Oh my God, and Grave.
Okay, and boy did I hear it, and I scrumped it.
I love scrumped. I feel like every time I watch Tate McRae, I actually have to stop myself from like drooling. Like I lose all bodily functions. It's like you're so so
I
hot,
know
so
it
perfect,
like makes
so
me
talented.
it makes me question everything. I'm like, I obviously must be attracted to women because what even species is that?
Yeah.
And like, oh God, Jesus Christ, it was amazing.
Maybe I'm telling you, you might just need a scissor real quick to get it all out of your system.
No, I do think that's where I'm headed. I'm not kidding. I added girls back to my Raya because I was like, I think that might be
need to knock knees.
I think that might be the problem. It could be the problem. And I've been like around a lot of lesbians these days because of, well, just because. and I don't know, I'm into it. I'm like, maybe I want to join the community like as a true member and not just like a drop in.
I get you. I'll occasionally miss my lesing out. Even this last trip in Vegas, I was like, Makoa, like, should we like go to the strip club?
Here's the problem though. There's a mask shortage. Have you heard about it?
I thought you meant like I'm all not here. Yes. Okay.
There's a mask shortage and it's an epidemic. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know who caused it, but
wait, really? I would think that you would want a femme girl.
How many times have we had this conversation? And
probably 37.
And think about the only girls in life that I've ever been attracted to. And were they femme to you?
Wow. Well, I was thinking about this one moment you had, but
that was one time. That was my identical twin. That was just weird vibes.
Sometimes you got to hook up with yourself. I've done that.
And I think that's like why I felt like it was like almost okay. Cause it was kind of like, it was weirdly like masturbation. Not even kidding. But I feel like, yeah, if I want to date a girl, I've said this before, I think on Canceled, but I see it almost as a spectrum as like the most feminine girl in the world, the most masculine guy in the world. Okay. And so I like mostly men. And so if I'm going to go over here, it's going to be like masculine girls. You know what I mean? That's my section of the spectrum.
That makes sense.
And so I want a mask. So if you're listening and you are a mask and you know what? That's just my new thing. I'm back to dabbling.
She said mask off. Fucking mask off. In a world of slot reels and blackjack deals comes the must-play event of the summer from DraftKings Casino. Featuring non-stop action and an all-star cast of games, including A-lister Loki's Luck, this summer blockbuster is one you won't want to miss. I love DraftKings because I get to feel like I'm in Vegas from the comfort of my own home. Plus, new players can get $100 instantly in casino credits with just a $1 wager, and all players get a blockbuster bonus every week. So sign up with code CANCELED and grab your popcorn. It's showtime on DraftKings Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus. Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility and other restrictions apply. New customers only. $1 wager to earn $100 in non-withdrawable casino credits that expire in 168 hours. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/blockbuster. Thank you, DraftKings, for sponsoring today's episode of the Canceled Podcast.
Anyway, how did we get there?
I literally have no idea. This is one of those days where today drained me. It was a fucking photo shoot. Okay. I understand how drama
I know.
I
At
sound.
one point we were like, God, what did we do? I don't even want to say what we did because I don't think we're allowed, but like just such a joke being like,
how did
oh my
we
God,
get
I'm
here?
so tired. Like,
Yeah.
we put makeup on and took photos.
But I am just genuinely talking, and like there's nothing up here, but I'm hoping I can still do it today because we do have a lot of serious topics to cover. Before we get into the serious topics, I need to tell you about something that I did in Las Vegas.
What'd you do? Tana.
This is one of those digital footprint ones, okay, where I'm like, oh, rats. I don't know if I want to talk about this.
Uh-oh.
Okay? But it happened, Brooke,
Okay.
and that's what's important, okay? As you know, I've been dabbling in my drinking world again. Everything that I felt last week in that episode, I'm still kind of in the same spot. But we go to Vegas for Isabella's birthday, and it's the day after 4th of July, and it's just one of those trips and nights and whatever. And Mongeau and I had a really fun night. We were with Bryce Hall and his girlfriend all night. That's one of those ones where it's like,
His
how
girlfriend
did
is like so crazy.
so hot.
And like, like I can't
The
believe,
hottest
I
person
can't
ever.
believe she's like a natural born human.
I've known her since before she was with Bryce, and I've always loved her. So I really like that he's with her because it kind of like humanizes him, right? Like she's just everything. And
That's how I feel like about Josh and his girlfriend Gabriella or Gabby. I don't know. He like her being his girlfriend makes me like him more because I just love her so much.
That's exactly how I feel. So I had the best night ever with them, but the next day, Mongeau and I woke up with the scaries, okay? And by the next day, I mean at 4 p.m. You know what I mean? And I have the scaries. And I have this serious fucking problem, dude. Well, I believe dick is the cure for most things. Okay, let me just start there, okay? Y'all, I'm feeling a little sick. Like, because you just forget about whatever else is happening.
Right.
While you're receiving dick, right?
Of course.
And so
unless
I'm just...
well, never mind. You keep going. Sorry, I'm projecting.
I actually was hoping you'd cut me off. Anyhow. And so I'm already in this place where I want to fuck like rabbits all day, right? I keep going at Mongeau. And finally he looks at me and he's like, it's going to be okay, right? Like I think he could
like,
tell I was
simmer down.
I was outsourcing some serotonin, right? Like,
yeah,
you know
like,
what I mean?
like you were like grasping for straws.
But this is where the story starts, okay? And we've already exhausted like the blindfolds and the handcuffs and like everything else the hotel has to offer.
Oh no.
Okay. At one point, I called a phone sex hotline. There was a commercial for a phone sex hotline. I type it in 1-800-PHONE SEX. I'm like, how fun would it be if we call this phone sex hotline right now and like have them tell us what to do, right? And I start entering my credit card and my phone dies. And Mongeau turns to me and he goes, thank God.
It's like literally God did that for you.
But it didn't stop there. So then I'm like, listen, why don't we check out what the hotel TV has to offer? Okay.
Oh, I've been here with you before.
Oh my God, I forgot. That's the last time that it happened. I actually did this to you, and I'm really sorry. It was in Miami, another dark city. Okay. But listen, I think there's something really special about hotel porn because it's not like every category in the world, like on Pornhub. It is this handcrafted, hand selection of like a certain type of adult video.
Right.
And at one point, one of the titles was a girl doing anal, and the title was "Strolling in the colon." Okay, I was like, first of all,
no,
I promise you, I have a photo. I will never call it anal again.
That's where I draw the line.
I will only call it "Strolling in the colon." Okay, but then we keep scrolling, right? And I come across a movie with the title, and I shit you not, the title, "This Ain't Avatar." The blue people, yes, the blue people. This ain't Avatar. I'm gonna die.
Into the mic.
I'm literally shaking. I can't even believe I'm saying this on the canceled podcast right now. Avatar porn. They're blue. Everything's blue.
First of all, I am so far behind that. Like I would be so into that because I'm sexually attracted to avatars.
Okay. Oh my God. I can breathe.
But is that bestiality? I think we've actually had this exact conversation on this podcast before.
No, because they're just humans. They're just blue humans.
No, they're not.
Well, these ones were. Let me tell you. Okay.
Well, yes, the ones. Yeah, those ones are.
$39.99.
But I'm talking like real like.
And I swipe.
Oh, you swiped. Mm-hmm. Oh no.
It started as a joke, right?
What happened?
It didn't end as a bit. Okay.
Oh no.
I'm gonna venture to say that we had like balls to the wall sex to Avatar porn. Okay. And like I just look up and there were just blue people fucking, you know, at one point in the Avatar porn, he bends her over a rock, right? Because they're like they're foraging. You know what I mean, right?
Oh no.
But she gets bent over the rock.
Yours is like a hotel desk. Like
yes. but the rock is a prop, so it's like hollow, and it's like,
oh no,
like, I start dying laughing. I'm like
it's like cardboard or something. It's like,
we fucked to so much Avatar porn, and let me tell you something.
Do you think the
don't know post-nut clarity of that, like when it's like both parties are finished, and then it's
and
just
you just
playing.
have to live with what you've just done. Like you really have to think to yourself, like, what exactly is it that's wrong with me? Because it's something serious.
I roped sweet Makoa into my
and
blue world.
You know what's unfortunate about that is that this is now also his digital footprint. Like the poor guy's down there just minding his business, and now he has Avatar porn allegations.
There's videos. We could include them. It's not funny.
I think we can include them.
It's not funny, but it happened. Okay, it happened.
But I would fuck a real Avatar.
The thing is, I love how you just went from is it bestiality to I would fuck a real Avatar in the matter of 5 minutes.
But is it though? No, it happens in the movie, right?
They fuck?
Right?
I've only seen one movie, and all I saw was This Ain't Avatar. Okay?
No, well, someone falls in love with the little guy with the dreads. And he's, but he's a human. And he's like...
I've never seen real Avatar. I'm serious. This is the only version I know.
It's so good. You would love it. I love the Way of Water. Avatar, the Way of Water. That's my fave.
Okay. I'll get into it. Because right now I just have this mental image, and it's like Avatar.
Well, I'm really...
strolling.
I mean, I'm just happy you didn't go with... strolling, yes.
Yeah, it wasn't that appetizing.
Strolling in the colon. I was really trying to stroll in the colon recently. I was finally ready. I keep, I go back and forth with this anal thing all the time.
I really do.
And I was really going to pull the plug. Okay. And it's like almost every time God sends me a sign, and it's not time for anal for me. So I'm going to be fucking 40 years old, and I'm going to be an anal virgin.
I don't think you are. I think it takes something though. Like there has to be a catalyst, whether it's like tequila or...
It needs to be like a celebratory. I thought it was going to be the 4th of July. I thought that was like a good one, because it's like...
America, put it in my butt. What?
Yeah, what's more American than anal?
Honestly. And you know what? When they came over here on that boat or whatever, the Mayflower or Christopher Columbus, like... Let me just stop.
The Pilgrim. Dude. It was the Pilgrims. Christopher Columbus is the one who stole everyone's land, I think.
They probably did anal.
Well, they had to. They were bored as fuck. No, they were fucking. They were fucking like sea lions and stuff. I'm pretty sure.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
But sometimes I just make things up on this podcast, and I just want to again go on record and say nothing I ever say is factual information. Like literally.
Same,
ever.
honestly. I didn't
and
even
stop
fuck
clocking
the Avatar
me for it,
because
just like your fault for believing it. Like shut the fuck up.
Yeah, did that. Gambled some, left up. I booked a jet home.
And you didn't get on it.
9 a.m. jet. Why would I let me do that?
9 a.m. is a perfectly reasonable time to be up and awake.
No, I would just Vegas. It was never happening. And I've never once booked a private jet for other people until that. But Isabella,
you're so generous.
Ari and Ashley, they got home on it, and that's all that matters. I stayed for 48 more hours, more Avatar porn. It's just, I'm happy to be home.
I'm happy you're home too, and I'm happy you're doing better. Back to work, back to your regular scheduling, you know what I'm trying to say.
We're doing our best here.
I can't talk that well because my hair is so tight. My brain is literally like getting tied in knots.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Keeping up with travel plans and a wellness routine, these days it feels impossible. That was until I found Alo Moves, the health and wellness app that helps me keep up with my wellness routine wherever I am.
Go, Brooke!
From beginner to advanced, Alo Moves has the flow or class that will fit your schedule. Their classes range from 5 minutes to an hour, so if I'm on the move or at home, I can always find time for my wellness routine. It seriously has everything. There's yoga, Pilates, strength workouts, meditations, sound baths, nutrition tips, self-care tutorials, and so much more. It's really easy to see why Alo Moves is an award-winning app for a reason. Whether you want to stay on a guided program, try a new style of workout, or just stay on track with your wellness goals while you're on the go, Alo Moves has it all. And with over 100 new classes every month, Alo Moves keeps me hooked and motivated. It's like a constant stream of fresh vibes for my wellness journey.
Yeah.
You guys know I go to Alo constantly while I'm here, but when we are touring, I can use Alo Moves and I can literally choose any workout I want depending on how tired I am in the day, and it's amazing.
I also saw Brooke's shoulder today at our shoot, and I was like, oh my God, you look like a woman flexing like power bitch moves. It was incredible. built by Alo. That
no,
shoulder.
I'm so serious. Like I just got to go on an Alo Moves trip, and I know so many of the different girls. Like there's different girls and different fitness instructors that do different kinds of workouts, and it's so amazing. You can choose from anything, and like honestly, it's like you can do. I could do it right here.
And she does.
Stay on top of your wellness routine no matter where you go. Sign up for Alo Moves today. Join alomoves.com and use code CANCELLED for an exclusive 30-day free trial. Plus, enjoy 20% off an annual membership. That's alomoves.com, code CANCELLED for a 30-day free trial and 20% off of an annual membership. alomoves.com, code CANCELLED.
Woo! Thank you, Alo Moves, for sponsoring today's episode.
I've been in my dramatic era. And by that, I mean I'm in drama with like accidentally way too many people.
And I'm loving what you just said, but I'm not ready to respond to what you just said.
Okay, so let's talk about somebody else's drama.
Perfect.
My sweet friend, one of my favorite friends, Miss Madeline RG, did a little expose today on TikTok, which you guys know I love a little TikTok expose.
And I'm just loving the wave of these 50-part series. Normalize that some things can't be one video. Normalize yapping.
And you know what? When I love like holding people accountable when they do you wrong. That's I think that should be the new trend of the internet. And I like messy, call it whatever you want. I don't want anybody to feel safe doing this fucking stupid bonk ass shit to us all the time.
I'm just so genuinely sick of the person calling out the people doing wrongdoing being villainized. And by that I mean me. But I mean, it's just like, if he did that, she deserves to do that. I hope she gets no hate. I don't think she will. It was so well executed, and she's so unproblematic. So,
well, she's just so smart, and she's eloquent, and she is so good with her words. And I feel like she, I mean, she's definitely hyper emotional the way that I am, but I think that she's a lot like maybe more
reeled in.
I don't want to say like not calculated, but she's more careful. I'm a little bit more reckless with it. Like sometimes I love that about you. Like go off the oh, Tana, if you saw me last night, you don't even want to know what I was doing. I couldn't tell you. I can't tell you still. It's just like it's that bad. Like I was really in an episode last night, like crazy. I had to fully 100% sedate myself. I almost tied myself to the bed to just avoid like doing.
That's hot.
Just well, no.
The type.
I just go. I'm back on my off my rocker stuff. I'm starting to think like, what if this is like a little bit of a bipolar situation? Because this is not like quick ups and downs. This is like long manic episodes followed by like extreme depressive episodes.
Are you taking meds?
Yeah, I'm still taking my meds.
I do think that a lot of things in your life though have been crazy, like triggers and like big factors. Like it's like the Clinton stuff. Like it's not like just light shit. It's not like you stub your toe. Yeah, but that to me, like as triggering as people, like a lot of people think that is for me now, it really isn't. I don't think about that a lot. Like I'm very healed from that. But it feels like every time I heal from something new comes along and I'm like, oh no. Well, these men, just the choices.
Please kill them.
And I'm not one to talk about choices. Listen, Makoa is an anomaly, okay? Like,
I know, but
everything else I've ever done, I deserve federal fucking prison for.
I don't know, but I've taken a lot of pride in my like choosing in like at least the last like year or so, and I'm wrong.
I love you.
I'm so wrong.
Listen, we can't just graze over the Meline shit. She is such a strong woman because it's like if my man and I quote unquote halfway broke up and 12 hours later he was buying Ice Spice chrome hearts, everyone would die.
No, but the thing is they hadn't even half broken up by the time the Ice Spice was already on the flight. So that is what is important in this. And what sucks about it is, you know, I went to Ice Spice's set with Madeline at Coachella. Like Madeline was, you know,
your enemies are not that far away.
Yeah. What a shitty thing. Yeah. And I understand, like, you know, promoting a song and, like, whatever. They're doing a song together, yada, yada. But from what I've heard, Sench, his verse on the song is not respectful.
At all. Here's what I'm hoping, though. I'm hoping, as I do in every scenario, that the man is completely in the wrong and the girls knew nothing. I'm hoping he told Ice Spice a whole narrative and she didn't know that it was like this wrong. And in 6 months' time, Madeline and Ice Spice come together.
Yeah, well, that's what always happens. The girl, like, you know what I mean? Like, the other woman is almost always convinced that either it's over or, you know, like
she doesn't care.
Or like it's an open relationship or whatever it is. Like that happens often. So we can let's say Ice Spice is innocent until proven guilty, but Sench can choke on his stupid fucking chains.
I mean, it sucks because it's like you want to believe that there's anomalies in like dating the rappers and the athletes.
Well, it sucks.
But
you know
when
what?
do we see it?
Yeah, like I mean, I guess Jason Kelsey,
Okay.
Travis Kelsey.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are so I guess just the Kelsey brothers.
I'm loving that for them.
I think those are the only two athletes that we can confidently say are monogamous.
Yeah, not with a
and
baby mama
and good family, good people. But
Yeah.
I really liked the dynamic of Madeline and Central C, obviously.
Me
Just
too.
because, like, obviously, like I said, she's so well educated, she's so well spoken. She's like, I mean, she studied linguistics
The
in
dichotomy
university, like
of their lore, if you will.
but he's illiterate, for lack of a better word,
Dichotomy.
and he's very talented. I love his music and stuff, but I kind of just liked it because it just felt. I love when two people feel like just super unlikely, but I do not love when my friend is getting treated like shit. So.
Yeah. I think she deserves the world, and I'm excited to see. I think that she's going to find something so much better that fulfills her because she deserves it.
You can say it to somebody a million times, but like the way that it feels when you're in the moment, it's the same thing that's happening to me. Like so many people will be like, you deserve so much better. Like that guy's such a fucking loser, but I don't hear it. And she doesn't hear it.
100%.
You know what I mean? When you're in love with somebody, like that's just it. So
Oh, and you'll die.
I feel
on
for
that
her right
hill.
now, but I want to get her back to America, and we're going to have her
Do you know last
upside
night-
down at Poppy or some shit.
And I can't fucking wait. I'm there in full support. I'm not kidding. I love her. Speaking of just dying on the hill for a man that you know, whatever. Last night, I'm at JoJo's, and Robbie from Victorious, okay,
Okay.
comes up to me.
Glasses?
Sure. He comes up to me and he's like, hey, Tana. And I'm like, hey, Robbie. Like, what's up? Like, loved the pair phone. You know, like, all of that was great. I'm really happy you're here. And he goes, we matched on Raya. And I go, oh, fuck. Like, that had to have been so long ago because, as you know, I've been banned from Raya for God knows how long. And he tells me that. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Meet my boyfriend, right? Whatever. And then he tells me, he's like, actually, I saw you at a party in like Toluca Lake like 2 years ago. And I came up to you and I told you this. And you were standing with the guy with face tattoos. And you look at me and you go, we never fucking matched on Ryan. No, the fuck we didn't. And Chris was like,
Okay. Why? But bold of him to come up and do it again, though, if that was your initial reaction.
yeah, kind of interesting. I don't know. Just a tidbit that I thought I would share. Apparently,
Sometimes I'll get a notification. Honestly, actually, I can't even talk about Raya. They sent me an email and said, if you talk about Raya one more time, we're kicking you off. I'm not even on Raya. Never heard of it.
Don't you? Oh my God. Gypsy Rose Blanchard's pregnant.
She is pregnant, and I want this to be good news for her.
Her kid does have the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever. It's
What
not
is-
funny. That's not funny. I love her. Oh my God.
What are you even talking about? We're never getting a guest.
Tana Marie.
Do you know the situation with the laws in Louisiana?
Yes. So essentially, correct me if I'm wrong, when you're still married to someone else, if you get pregnant with someone else, the father on the birth certificate has to be the person that you're married to, regardless of who's the biological father is. And then
Right.
you have to do a DNA test.
Correct. So I feel like she has a lot of legal people obviously in her circle because of everything that she's gone through and stuff like that. I'm so surprised that nobody flagged that for her, because now you cannot legally get divorced if you're pregnant in Louisiana.
That's really
So
fucked
she
up.
can't get divorced, and so no matter what, her current husband is going to be on that birth certificate, which is hard. And then, but like,
I'm hoping
But
for
if
the
you're on
day
the-
the judicial system is just really on her side, you know? Like, we
yeah,
haven't really
but
seen
I
that.
mean, like, if I don't even know if he would want that, because obviously, if you're on the birth certificate, you're like legally responsible for things like child support and like custody. Like, you know
have
what I
you
mean?
been
Like,
seeing him on TikTok live?
yeah, he's kind of wilding out.
I scrolled across his live, trigger warning, TikTok live. We'll get there.
Are we?
I scrolled across his live the other day, and he was on this whole tangent about how like Gypsy weaponizes the voice, and like uses it when she wants something. I was like, put the phone down.
Yeah.
Can't be good.
I don't know about all that. I just feel like all of it's a little bit messy, and I almost feel like I said this on Just Trish the other day, but I kind of feel like people are kind of exploiting her for entertainment and content and stuff right now, like as far as like reality shows and stuff like that. And I feel like the pregnancy is like a gold mine for like all of those who are going to profit off of it.
And that's sad.
And it sucks.
I think I love Gypsy, and I've always said that I want to have her on. I want to show her a good time. I want to be friends.
Well, now we can't even show her a good time. She's pregnant. What are we going to do? Block her out?
My take really is kind of like, I wanted her to do everything in the world, at least before getting pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, you've still never tried 2CB.
We don't need to try 2CB.
I'm just saying, I think that, like PEMDAS, I think there should be an order of operations, and I feel like pregnancy was the S, right? Like, it's just like, but at the same time, it's happening, and
that's how I feel. I feel like pregnancy is the last thing on my list.
I think it's, though, like, with that being said, it's happening, so I hope that for her sake, like, she's able to rewrite the narrative and really healthily raise a child and love it so much, and maybe heal some things, because that's all that can be hoped for now that it's happening, you know?
I agree. Sometimes I do also get nervous, like in like new relationships or like rocky relationships when a baby comes into the picture, because then it's like, oh wait,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not one to judge. Who cares? My mom has 3 baby daddies.
Right.
No offense, Vaughn. My mom has been commenting on TikToks of clips of us. I think I have her blocked on my personal TikTok, but at like anytime there's like a canceled podcast clip, she comments on it, and
I'm sure mine is too. Fawn Schofield and Rebecca Mongeau should really just get together.
Yeah.
They have a podcast there on a gray couch. Like, I see it.
It's just so interesting. Like the clip that it was like a clip of me saying how my dad's new girlfriend is like very similar to my mom. And it wasn't like disrespectful at all. It was just like how like they both like show up places with like random electronics, and you're like,
how'd you get that air fryer?
Well, also just like, why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who brings 7 Bluetooth speakers to a dinner party? Like, it was just like an interesting thing. And she like just started fighting with fans in the comments and stuff. So I guess that's my message, is please don't fight with my mom on TikTok, because we are having enough trouble with her in life in general.
I think that we should have your sister Tori on the podcast.
We are. So I called her yesterday, and I told her I'm going to fly her out, and she said
so
she would
excited.
love to come on. I just think it'd be interesting, like, to hear like
the
I don't
additional
know.
lore.
Yeah, well, there's just like a lot I don't even really talk about. I think it's easier for me to talk about it like with her and stuff. Like, obviously I don't want to like slander my mom or anything, but like,
I know, like we've always said, like there's a difference between telling the truth and slandering, and I die on that hill.
Yeah, and that's a big thing that like I think it's like the erasure, I feel like, is what, like, especially drug addicts and stuff, like they feel like once they've gotten better, whatever it is, like they feel like you should just erase like all memories of everything that happened before. And that is for a sober person, and I would venture to say that she is not sober.
Is the sober person in the room with us.
The sober person is not in the room with us. So I don't know. I've been
and
no
even
contact.
regardless, sober or not, like I think validation and accountability and acceptance are real steps towards healing
Health
and
healing.
growth.
I don't know.
Health and growing.
I've been successfully no contact since before Mother's Day. I don't even remember when that was. And honestly, it's helped me so much. Like, obviously I still feel guilt about it, but like
And I don't think that guilt ever fully goes away. It's just like something you learn to live with.
Yeah, I just like, it was so like emotionally draining for me to be so worried about like somebody all the time. And it's the same reason I've had to like cut off certain friendships lately, because it's like I feel things so deeply, and like I'm so like I absorb other people's like issues and stuff like that it's like I couldn't, like, energetically, I literally couldn't handle it anymore. And so 100%. I feel so much lighter, like a feather with you.
And you have to make those decisions for yourself, like at a certain point, you know what I mean? And in order to be an amazing mom one day and stuff like that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's not to say I won't like eventually talk to her and stuff again, but right now she's just not, I have no interest in what she has to say to me or ask me for, more importantly.
I love that for you, and you know I'm here for you every step of the way.
Thank you. But don't comment back to my mom, it was the message I was trying to send, please. She's bad off enough as it is.
They're putting lead in tampons.
Weren't they always doing that? That's why everyone was going organic.
Well, why is everyone so up in arms about it right now?
I don't know. I personally don't matter. I don't care if you told me that there was like fucking like
cyanide and happiness in it. I'm shoving it where the sun doesn't shine. And I understand. I'm so passionate about this, honestly. Like, there just needs to be something else, okay? Because like a diva cup to me is like, what do you mean?
I don't know, because there are a lot of like people who use like those like little discs and stuff and like
rinse it like a shot glass in public bathrooms.
No, but what you do is you do it in the shower.
And then a pad I just can never live with. And I'm always in whore underwear. Like why is every pad from your belly button to your upper shoulder? Like
I don't know.
Get a little triangle?
It's literally overalls. Like it's crazy.
I just, and where is that ever happening? I don't know.
I mean, toxic shock syndrome is a serious thing, and that's why people are going organic. I think there are a lot of chemicals in tampons and stuff. But more importantly, let's talk about the real tampon problem. Why the fuck are we paying for them?
Oh my God, I know. We could just start all stealing them as a collective. What, we're all gonna go to jail?
I think there's certain things that you should be allowed to steal: groceries and tampons. Because
Plan
it's like,
B. Well.
Plan B is your fault.
I know. I just took
you can
one.
go to you can go. I just took one too. Trust.
And it's like every single time I take a Plan B, I sit there and I'm about to pop it, and I'm like, you just had to say come in me. You can't keep your trap shut. Get a muzzle, bitch. It's actually insane.
Well, I just had to take one because like, well, maybe I don't even share that. Never mind.
Okay. I was liking where you were going.
I was gonna say this man has like 17 kids. I was like, he's clearly good at this. Like I cannot be the one.
Does this allow us?
No.
I want to show the Jeanette photo so bad. Just give me a goddamn excuse. Please.
Stop.
Brooke may or may not be entering her athlete era.
I am, but it's not specific to one person. I'm dabbling in a couple athletes at the moment.
You know, we got a little croquet,
and I'm dabbling
a
again.
Water polo.
Yeah.
Can you look up Jeanette McCurdy
At
and
the
basketball
Grove.
player X Grove? This is what I want Brooke to be going for so bad.
Look at the fact that she's in 6-inch heels.
That's what I'm saying. It's so iconic. At the Grove with skinny jeans. Go to the no. They're standing together.
Maybe take out Grove, just put Jeanette
Come
McCurdy.
on, no, that's good enough, Brooke. This photo, like, I need it of you.
The sideways hat is what sends me. It, like, honestly kind of reminds me of, like, when Madeline and Centra together, and, like, Madeline's, like, all of a sudden in basketball shorts, and I'm like,
I love
Madeline.
it. I do just love it. I need this photo of you. I will not rest until I have it.
That's it. I'll get it for you.
Thank you.
And if you are an athlete, actually, again,
I'm not the calls to public.
Yeah,
today.
no, you know what? I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't want to get cheated on ever again. And you'd be surprised how often it does happen to me.
I fear we're teetering the line where I've glazed over most topics, right? Jojo Siwa, Avatar porn.
Let me see if
Madeline
I have anything
Argy,
else.
Central C. Little family trauma in there. You know, we've got a good episode of Canceled going right now. And I fear the only thing left I have to talk about. I don't know how to approach this situation. I feel like you and I were on the couch with Paige, and I said this on Just Trish. Like, I just want 2 weeks. 2 fucking weeks. 14 fucking days without, like, dramatic public beef. Like, I just shut my trap for 2 weeks, you know, but here we are. I can't shut my trap, and we've got another one, right?
I don't like to have beef either, but yes, I do. I like to have beef with people who deserve to be beefed with, okay?
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
Well, first of all, I decided that I would begin this segment with a bit of spoken word.
You wrote a poem.
I wrote a poem. I was really inspired by Jake Shane.
Of course, as we all are.
And I really like how he writes poems to airlines, like when they lose his luggage and grid post them. I think it's like the most beautiful usage of social media I've ever fucking seen in my entire life,
agree.
right?
He is an innovator.
And he wrote a poem about the Paris airport that I happened to stumble across on his Instagram.
Right.
And I've not been able to really get my words together for this whole Alyssa Violet, Jason Nash situation. So I decided that I will begin discussing this with a bit of spoken word.
Okay, lay it on me.
I also wrote this right after the Avatar porn, so it might all be bad.
What were you on?
I don't know, dude. I had the scaries. Okay, I'm writing poetry and fucking Avatar. Like, why? I could go to bed, take a sequel. Let me sleep.
Let me sleep.
And I don't know if it's happy or sad. God, Alyssa, why did you do this?
Oh.
Alyssa. What are we going to do? You've caused us a big mess with your mean girl stew. Alternate line. I think that it's time to put down the cauldron and broom. Okay.
She's a witch.
All of this mess just so you can use David's pool.
Oh.
You came at me for shaming, but then said I sell my hole. But if it weren't for Marshmallow, you'd be on a pole.
Oh.
Dying on a hill for Jason fucking Nash. I suggest you shut your trap before you're both doing DoorDash. You are no stranger to being rude to a waiter or going on a smear campaign. Remember when you used Depop to incite Paige Loren's shame. Alyssa, you've caused a big mess. But I guess anything to sell that pink dress.
Honestly, first of all, you could get that published somewhere. That was really beautiful.
Edgar Allan Poe.
That was really special. That was up there. That was up there with Without You by Tana
Thank you. Put my whole Mugadoo into it, as
Put your
the people
whole
are saying.
Mugadoo
myself.
into that poem.
Fucking kill myself.
But you know what I especially liked about your poem is the usage of mess multiple times, because she included that word in my MLA formatted message. Message,
if you will.
Should I talk about that, or do you have more? You go ahead and say your piece before I say mine.
I didn't want to do this. Like, again, I want 2 fucking weeks off, like, so bad, from just, like, I want to talk about fucking flowers and butterflies and rainbows. You put me in a corner, okay, Alyssa? And nobody puts it in a corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Like, just, oh my God, okay? For my first point of all of this is, like, I don't think bullying is okay and great, right? Like, I don't think being mean to people who don't deserve it or joking around at people who don't deserve it is like the nicest, greatest thing in the world, okay?
Of course not.
But here's what I will say, and I die on this hill. If it's fucking funny, I'm gonna fucking laugh at it. And no one is taking that away from me, and I mean that in every single case scenario, okay?
We're comedians.
And it's like, you're lying to yourself if you don't think this fucking shit is funny, okay? And so she goes on this whole TikTok rampage saying, first of all, I came for a girl in a tree, okay? She was dying on this hill, a peaceful fucking girl in a tree, okay? And I'm going to insert the TikTok, right? Okay?
But
I've been noticing a trend of women posting themselves in nature, right?
But basically, obviously, they're shaming people who are in on the drama, because it's like, oh, I'm so above this. I'm laying in the grass, and it's so unimportant. But it's like,
did you hear about the drama? No, red heart. Look at these trees. You're on TikTok making that TikTok from the tree. How the fuck are you gonna say, did you not hear about the drama, when you're following 800 influencers? Like, I went to her page.
And how did you know that there was drama? Huh? From the grass. Also,
you're not just in a tree. You're making a TikTok in a tree. It's funny to make fun of.
Yeah,
you're better than everyone else.
You're on your iPhone. It's like that whole thing. It's like you don't get an award for watching less TV. Like, get the fuck over yourself. No shade.
It's about radiation.
No shade to that girl. Like, it's like, I get honestly, like, I probably like that TikTok, because I was probably like, you know what? I wish I was in a tree instead of making a 14-part series.
If the narrative was like, I'm enjoying myself in a tree, I would have never made fun of it. The narrative was, I'm better than you because I'm enjoying myself in a tree.
Correct.
Okay? Mm-hmm. And so here we are again. If it's funny, I'm going to laugh at it. I don't know why I'm going full social justice warrior over here, but it's like, if someone can make something like that, like, the stitch that I made to that is warranted, in my opinion, and you can't convince me otherwise, right?
I think so too.
And now we're going to talk about Jason Nash, okay? And I have done everything in my power to never have a serious, like, real serious conversation about Jason Nash, right? Trisha and I have dabbled, okay? Here's the thing. For everything Jason Nash has done, he is lucky that the main focus is his problem with panhandling for those cowboy hats, okay? I went back the other day for the very first time ever, like ever in my life, and watched these videos of Jason and I when I've been 18 for a week, right? And he's trying to kiss me. And again, I also lived that. Like, I will never forget being in that dressing room with Jason Nash and he's trying to kiss me. And I'm like, what the fuck has my life come to, right? This is not what I signed up for the vlogs, Mr. fucking black hat giggle guy.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, on top of that, just the way he was to Trisha, I don't have to sit here and go in on that at bullet point list. Either you know and you care, or you don't know and you don't care, right?
I think she personally, honestly, doesn't even want to be tied to him ever again. So let's just 100%
leave her out of understandably
it altogether.
so. It's just, when you go back and you see all of that content that lives forever, it's disgusting. Therefore, now watching him, you know, Oscar said this on Trisha's podcast. He made a lot of money through David Dobrik and blew so much of it on narcissistic passion projects like short films and comedy central and fucking shows and whatever. And seeing the trajectory of his career and financial state turn into panhandling on live is hilarious. And for his defense, like, Alyssa had the fucking gall and wherewithal to say, like, he's just trying to make an honest living.
No, an honest living is getting a normal job. It's not, there's no shame in having a normal job. Who cares if you were once a very successful influencer? You can get a normal job.
And if you think, he said, and I quote on a podcast with Zach Justice, he said, working at Lululemon would be more embarrassing, essentially. I'm so sorry. Nope. I would rather see you sell Align leggings every single time than whatever the fuck that Galaxy bullshit is, okay?
It just, yeah. And how, what shade to, like, somebody who works at Lululemon? Like that's so embarrassing.
Like, you're above them.
Yeah,
you're
exactly,
speaking like you're above other
them.
people.
Yeah.
And it's like, so where is this humble, like, I don't care if I have to be the one. It's fucking hilarious. Every single time I've opened the TikTok app for the last 6 months, 4 finger movements, and he's there with the cowboy hat, bro. Have you seen your kids grow? Like, have you know what I mean? It's fucking hilarious, and you will not convince me otherwise.
And I mean, there's something to be said about the fact that he still lives in, like, a nice house in Hollywood. He has a very nice lifestyle. I just saw him front row at the Noah Kahan concert. Like, he's doing just fine, okay? At the expense of all these, like, little fucking 10-year-old kids who are using their mom's money to buy him a cowboy hat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His lavish lifestyle isn't sad. So if that's how he's making the money, I'm gonna make fun of it, okay? Like,
yeah, in a lighthearted way too. It's not like you came on and you just, like, ripped him apart.
I didn't come on and say he tried to assault me in a dressing room when I was 18. He was fucking 74. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like I said, if that's all I'm saying, I think he's getting off pretty scot-free. You know what I mean? Here's the thing as well. If I thought Alyssa Violet was a tree-hugging, peacekeeping, Bible-thumping, fucking kind woman who really just cared about the best interest of other people, it wouldn't enrage me as much as it does. Here's the thing. You want to use David Dobrik's pool, and I mean that with my whole fucking chest.
What's wrong with Marshmallow's pool? Is he gone? I'm wondering. I'll call him.
And don't even allow me to comment on that. You want to use David's pool or kick it with David and Natalie, and that's your side, okay? And like Moses said, it's like, you've drank the Kool-Aid, dude. Like, I side with Jeff, and you know that. So we already have an opposing side there, right? Like, I side with Jeff in the whole David situation, already right there, okay? Then we make a podcast mentioning one of her best friends, Tessa Brooks, and an altercation that happens. Listen, I will say Tessa Brooks can live, okay? Like, I want to bury it.
You keep going.
And now you feel the need to defend Jason because you're drinking that Kool-Aid, and Tessa because you're dying on that hill, and you come online.
No, she's not she used it. She saw the opportunity and she said, oh my God, this is enough of a reason to do something that she already wanted to do, which was make a video slandering you, thinking that she was going to get a bunch of people to rally behind her because you are somebody who is controversial on the internet and has a lot of people who like maybe don't like you sometimes.
And then we haven't even gotten to the video itself.
Let's get to the video itself.
You're sitting in a car, clearly with someone else. Like turning and laughing, like trying to laugh at me. Like, it's giving like it's giving Regina and fucking Katie are in the car and like, we're going to make a fucking TikTok about Tana. She's such a fucking dumb slut. I'm right. Yeah. Right? Suck me. Okay. She makes this video and her entire thing is that I'm just this evil fucking bully who's shaming everyone, but God forbid accountability and other people might just also fucking suck, right? And then in the video, she goes to talk about how I sell my butthole on OnlyFans. First of all, I never have. Second of all, I'm gonna now out of spite, okay? Third of all, what the fuck? Where do you get off? Where do you get off?
I am going to make merch with Tana's asshole and Alyssa's face on the same fucking shirt. Honest to God, what? Like that's the most shameful thing in the world.
Here's
like,
what I'm going to say.
How about this? How isn't that how a lot of people are making an honest living and how they're supporting their children? Fuck you, stupid idiot.
Do you know how many times I've been out with Alyssa Violet and she's asked me if she should start an OnlyFans if I can help her because she has no fucking money? And then you're gonna come online and shame me?
That's what I heard.
You know how many times I've literally, the last time I was with her was at Barlease, like, and she's fucking jaw swinging asking me about fans. You wanted to do it. You're just mad because you wouldn't succeed at it because you fucking flopped.
Maybe she should get back into diss tracks.
And that's what that
was also an honest living, right?
The highest moment of your career was being so wildly negative to someone else. And here's the thing. I have always genuinely thought, and here's the thing as well, when all this started happening, I woke up to like 15 texts from influencers, people like with lots and lots of followers, begging to come sit on this podcast and do a testimonial of a time that Alyssa Violet was horrible to them. Okay? And I might do it for the Patreon. I might have a whole fucking episode where we circle people coming in and telling their stories. The amount of stories I've heard in the last week, it is a collective agreement that she is one of the meanest girls in LA. I just told her. You'll get into your piece on that, okay? You know what I mean? But here's where I stood at one point, right? She had her whole moment with Jake Paul, and then so did I. And I was in this place where I was like, the world would want us to hate each other. It would feed into that, like I don't want to say letting a man win because Jake never wanted us to hate each other, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? I wanted to like rise above that and say like, look, even though that we shared these similar interests and whatever, like, and it'd be easier for us to hate each other, here we are as friends, right? And I do love Lele, and like Lele is very close with Alyssa, so a lot of Lele shit I would go to, Alyssa would be there, and I would like just do my best. And you know me, I'm very like friendly. Like I would do my best to be like really friendly with this girl and post photos and hang out and talk. But I always felt like she didn't really fucking like me. And eventually, I mean, obviously this proves the point. Like, I don't know if she really likes anyone other than her close friends that she can keep for a couple years, right?
Well, I mean, she cycles through friends like she cycles through hair color. Like she is. And
it's like, I tried my best. You never wanted to like me, and this is your like final excuse. And like, and don't even get me started on the Jake shit. Like, you just want it and this is murky water because it's like, I always want to like ride for the woman in every situation. But I know for a fact so much shit she said in that like hit piece towards him wasn't true. And it's like, you just wanted to go date Banks.
That's what bothered me so much about the whole like Ricky Banks situation or whatever it was. Like, I don't know, like the Paige Lorenz, like whole Depop thing that she did. I'm like, all of this over Ricky Banks. Like, no offense, Ricky Banks, but like,
I love Ricky Banks.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's like somebody who's not known for being a loyal guy, but you're gonna shame some random girl that you literally don't even know.
Met. That's the thing.
And I don't even know if that's the guy they were talking about. That's just what I assume. But
it's just like, you bullied Paige Lorenz on Depop, which is the craziest Mad Lib of a sentence ever. I hate 2024.
Out of nowhere.
You don't know her?
She was sitting bored on her couch checking her fucking...
What's the difference between Girl in Tree and Paige Lorenz Pink Depop Gate? I can't.
There isn't.
Oh, I think that's almost kind of worse, right?
There is no difference. So she sends me this long DM. I don't know if you want me to read it in full. It's really not necessary. But it basically says, first line, yo, I don't really know you.
Why was she calling me dog in our text, DAWG? And I was like, okay, Central C.
Yo, I don't really know you. First line, already offended. Alyssa Violet, I have met you at least 150 fucking times. I have spent hours with you. We have so many mutual friends. I have gone to birthday dinners with you. I have been around you in so many ways. You want to know why you don't remember me? Because for a long time, I didn't have any followers or clout, okay? And you know, when you started noticing me and maybe saying hi here and there, as soon as this podcast started blowing up, and I will never forget that. I noticed that about people. I will never forget.
And every time you've ever talked about people only coming around to you or showing you the time of day once this podcast started to take off, it was kind of in reference to Alyssa Violet.
It was always in I'm so particular about that because I keep those people in the back of my mind always, because if you treated me one way before I had canceled podcast and you treat me a different way afterward, listen, that's literally deeply ingrained in my memory, okay? Doesn't matter. She goes on to say that your most recent TikTok is not an accurate description of my Depop caption, okay? It's so easy. You could have just Googled it. That's what she said. She said, I never called Paige Lorenz a whore, nor did I say she was trying to steal my man. This is why podcasts and TikToks are so toxic and dangerous, because they spread misinformation like wildfire.
Made a diss track with Rice Gum. 10 million views.
The entire point I made with Tana was to not support... platinum. Sorry. The entire point I made with Tana was to not support cyberbullying. Then everybody made it about Jason Nash, which was not my point. Like I told Tana earlier, I cannot wrap my head around how some people use this platform we were given to spread constant, targeted, incessant hate toward others. Alyssa, be so fucking for real. Let me keep going.
I'm loving your addressing to camera, though.
The page comment was just a silly story on a Depop caption. It was just a silly story on a Depop caption. It wasn't constant target and bullying videos towards somebody trying to make extra cash. Again, misinformation that you're spreading with your video. So I went ahead and screenshotted the Depop caption to send to her, just so that she knew I actually wasn't that wrong at all. This was the caption in question. Pink tight dress, super snatched, makes your waist look tiny. I wore to a party with my situationship in 2021, and it was a weird mini rave, and this girl came up to me and said she loved me and she thought I was super cool. She told me she followed me for years and wanted to be just like me. Then she followed me all around the party all night like a stalker, and my friends thought that she was sketchy, but I gave her a chance. Then she pulled me aside and said, by the way, I hooked up with your ex. Can we still be friends? And I walked away. That girl was Paige Lorenz, first and last name she used.
This is all in Depop to sell a pink dress.
On Depop to sell a pink dress for fucking $50. Alyssa, you don't have $50. You have fucking 13 million followers. You better get $15.
Get maybe you should sell your butthole like you asked me to.
Anyway, my situationship said my waist looked snatched and the dress was, but like that was nice. Doesn't matter. That was the caption. So I went ahead and sent that to her because I thought she might like to see it, since she said that I was clearly misinformed. She said, yes, thank you. My point proven. And I'll spare you the millions of voice memos she sent back and forth. But basically, I was like, no offense. I don't care if you didn't call her a whore or a boyfriend stealer. You deliberately wrote a super malicious caption out of fucking thin air for no fucking reason.
On
specifically Depop. On Depop of all places, bitch. I'm like, talk about trying to make a quick dollar, okay? And you're gonna try to say that you hate cyberbullying. You don't even know this girl. And the thing is, Paige Lorenz is another person who's kind of like you, Tana, where a lot of people on the internet rally behind, like they just hate her. Okay, it's a thing. It's like there's a lot of people against her. So I think that it was like kind of targeted specifically to her because she knew that she could get people to rally behind her.
And that shit also went viral. Like you knew what you were doing. You knew what you were doing and it went viral.
And so we were sending all these voice memos back and forth, whatever. She says, what's your number? And she calls me. And I'm really nice to her on the phone. I'm like, listen, I don't mean to because I had made a TikTok and I was like, Alyssa, weren't you the one who did this Depop thing? Like calls coming from inside the house situation. It wasn't even mean. It was just like, listen, like you're a bully. Let's not call out other bullies. Okay. She calls me.
Non-bullies.
She calls me and she mentions like, you know what, like she did this to Jason. It wasn't even supposed to be about Jason. I didn't know anything about that Jason situation. I'm like, okay, well, another point I should make. If you don't know anything about a situation, then why the fuck are you commenting on it?
And yes, you do. She was like saying like, if you guys don't, like Tana and Trisha, like if you're on that side, like if you didn't know anything about the Jason situation, how would you know that side exists?
It's not adding up, Alyssa, but I'm like, I don't know. Hopefully your fucking Depop money is. Then she goes on to mention that she was writing for Tessa Brooks. And I mentioned to her, listen to me. And this I want to go on record and say, Tessa Brooks is one of my close friends. I love Tessa Brooks, okay? I was put in like a kind of interesting situation with that Paige story because it's like Paige is my best friend, okay? So when she's sitting here telling me a story, I don't want to invalidate her story, but I also don't want to be like
smear campaign Tessa.
Yeah, smear campaign Tessa. So it was just like an awkward situation for me. I don't even know if I like how I handled it. I didn't know what to do in that situation, and I felt bad for both parties. I felt bad for dismissing Paige. I felt bad for condemning Tessa. It was just strange. And I've since apologized to Tessa because it's like, I don't want to have beef with Tessa. I've been friends with her for a long time. Whatever. So I told Alyssa that. That doesn't matter. And then she asks me if I can delete the video. Can you delete the video? I go, if you really need me to delete the video, I'll delete the video. Oh, no. But first she says, you know that your video is getting a lot of attention just because people are watching your Clinton Kane series. And I want to go on record and say, Alyssa, I have been getting so many views, so many more views than you for so long before my 14-part series about Clinton Kane. It is actually ridiculous, okay? For you to assume
that's exactly what I mean, though. Like, her entire demeanor has always been talking down to people. Amari was telling me how, like, the 35th time he'd hung out with her and me, like, all night. For a while, she tried to treat him like he was a waiter.
Literally.
A waiter. Amari Stewart.
Tana, I can't tell you how many times I remember specifically. I'm in like a suite with her at Caesar's Palace. She doesn't fucking say a word to me. I've met her 1,000 times. We'll be standing in a circle of 3 people and she won't look in my eyes. I know who you are.
And it's always been that. Like, anytime I've ever been with Alyssa, like even like Lele's wedding, it's like she wants to sit in the corner and talk shit about everyone else and laugh at other people's looks and their whatever. And it's like, I had to get away. I was like watching the UFC fights instead.
I can name 10 girls off the top of my head who have horrible experiences with Alyssa Violet. That's just the facts, okay? But I would never talk numbers. I don't give a fuck about views or whatever it is. But you're not going to tell me that the reason people are watching my video about you is because I'm having a viral moment because I exposed somebody else, because I'm also this big bully, okay? So I set her straight on that, and I said, you know what? If you need me to delete it, I will. But then, you know what? I thought about it, and I said, actually, I'm not going to delete that video. This is what happened. I go, listen, I fear it may have to be a follow-up. I'm not deleting my video because I mean what I said. But if you want me to clear up that you didn't say the words dirty whore or stole my boyfriend, I will. So I made kind of like a backhanded video, like a follow-up being like, sorry guys, Alyssa actually didn't say dirty whore. Like it was like kind of satirical. It was funny. Whatever. And she says, you can defend Tana, but also say I spoke with Alyssa and she had good intentions. It was a pileup of negative videos and she just happened to choose the Jason one to respond to.
You never had good intentions.
She's telling me straight up, but also on the phone she's saying, if you want me to come on the podcast and clear it up. I'm like, respectfully, we have only the most elite of talent on
no
the
one else will
podcast.
Come on. It's just Trisha Paytas.
And she's just, she's texting me, who cares, whatever. I go on Just Trish yesterday or day before yesterday, and I say my piece. I say, listen, I don't think this is a nice girl. I don't think that what she did to Paige was nice. I don't think that she's the one to call out anyone for being mean, because I've had personal experiences with her being mean. I've seen her be mean to other people. I know that she can't keep a friend. That's just the vibes. She texted me yesterday and
that's what I'm saying. If it was like Nora Smith calling me out, like I'd go look in the mirror. You know, like, you're mean.
This is what she says, Tana. Girl, you are so messy. I just saw a clip from Trisha's podcast and I am so sad. I thought we had a good talk and you said you understood my point. I did understand her point, okay? That we aren't supposed to be cyberbullying. But my point was...
We're not!
Of course. Well, this is the thing. That is the point. We're not supposed to be cyberbullying. But my point was, you are a cyberbully. You're a cyberbully. Anyway...
Remember that movie?
She said, you completely 180'd with what you told me originally. It's very disappointing. Also, you made up a few random lies about me out of nowhere. It was interesting. I distinctly remember how we spoke on spreading misinformation. Fabrication can be damaging and harmful, and you agreed. Yet, you completely did.
You said I saw my hole, I don't.
But, well, that's what she's talking about. She's talking about how I said that she had inquired about OnlyFans to you.
David's pool isn't even that great either. Like, I'm sure the YMCA downtown honestly has the same pack.
This is what got me really bad, Tana. She said... I understand you have to publicly defend your co-host who gave you your career, but to throw me under the bus after you privately told me something so different is wild. I sincerely hope these paychecks are worth your morality, girl. Unfortunately, there's a reason nobody wants to come on the podcast, and this is a huge part. Actually, Alyssa, you want to come on the podcast. You asked me yesterday, you fucking weird bitch. Sorry. Anyway, I said, Alyssa, be so fucking for real. I said, you called me and you said your piece. We had a very condescending conversation and I told you straight up that I stood behind my video and I'm sorry that I got the words wrong and you didn't call her a whore. That's the truth. I said, I think you are mean. I think you are mean, and I think that you're dismissive, and I think that you made that video about Tana with complete deliberate intention to get her hate. Messy is coming out of a social media break just to condemn Tana in defense of Jason Nash of all people. I said, bless your heart, messy is not the word. And I said, I reached out to Tessa because I do love and I respect her, but you've been rude to me 100 out of 100 times I've met you, and you called me to delete a video just because you knew it was getting tractions, in your words, just because I'm having a viral moment. So you reap what you sow. I said, be nice.
I love you reap what you sow.
Be nice, and people would be nice. And I don't even know if I want to read her MLA formatted fucking novel. But
poor grammar, by the way. I read it today. It's like you got bigger fish to fry.
It's up to you.
Comma, period.
I don't even know. It's really not worth it, but it's like, it's just fucking stupid. And I finally sent her a voice memo where I told her, I was like, listen, what you're not going to tell me is that I'm defending Tana because she gave me a career. I'm defending Tana because I hate that people come for you on the internet because you feel like an easy target because they know that they can get people to rally behind them. But now's not the time. Now is literally not the time.
I also think
you
it's
are
like,
so in such a different era of your life right now. You're so, in my opinion, unproblematic, and you haven't done anything wrong to people. And if anything, people have done you so wrong recently that it's like, it's not even, it's fucking, you know what? Kick rocks, Alyssa.
I think it's like I'm finally at this point where it's like I see the world very clearly. And I can see where I've done wrong, and I can see where others have done wrong. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I'm the be all end all with the gavel who makes the decisions. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to just sit back and watch this narrative where women call out people, more importantly men, but people in general, who have done them wrong, and they're the bad guy. They're the bully. They're the toxic. They're the whatever. Like, no, it just absolutely not. And
was anybody condemning her when she made that huge video about Jake Paul and how wrong he did her? No, everybody got behind her because they, you know what I mean? Like,
and it's like, and then even just on the note of like girl and tree, again, if funny, I laugh. Few word do trick.
Few word do trick. But I listen, I didn't say anything on that podcast, on Trisha's podcast or the podcast today, that I didn't say to her in real life. That's just the fact.
No, my favorite part of this whole interaction of the both of you was that after her literal Twilight series novel, you responded with a voice memo, and she said, I'm not listening to that. There you are.
She says, I'm not listening to your voice messages, nor do I have to. You have proved who you are to me countless times. Oh, so now you admit you have met me countless times. Isn't that funny? Miss, I don't really know you. Okay. Anyway, you have had opportunities to make amends with certain people, situations, and predicaments that you've gotten yourself into, and decided to get defensive, backtrack, and make up even more fabrications to cover up. By the way, is she on fucking thesaurus.com? I know this bitch isn't this literate. There's clearly no solution-oriented way we are going to solve our issues, so I suggest we stop talking. I do not agree with who you are as a person, and I think you are a very messy individual. And I said, piss off, Alyssa. You're the meanest girl in town. And I mean that.
I really do think that if we gathered every single person who agrees with that, like, we'd have guests forever. Like, it's not like it's a just us thing, you know. It's very widely known across Los Angeles, and it was something that I, again, was always willing to look past and for Lele and try for the narrative of our past and whatever. But like, god damn. And like, I was really sad to see her do that, because it was just like, I knew the internet would take care of it. Like, genuinely, when I watched that Jason Nash
there's a
video,
level of guilt too, because of course, like, our audience is huge, and we weaponize our, like, we don't mean to weaponize our audience, but that's what happens. Like, people are gonna go bully Alyssa after this, and that is how it works. But it's all just like, it's poking the bear. It's the same thing with Clinton. Like, if you're gonna like stand make a video, like, stand on what you've said. And if sometimes you're wrong, sometimes you literally just take the wrong stance, and you need to accept it. You took the wrong stance in this situation.
And then had she just been accountable and like maybe just dropped the act for 10 minutes, like, that, we wouldn't be sitting here saying this.
How much potential she has. Okay, like, you know what, Alyssa,
it's about radiation. Sorry, I have to stop. I think that in life as well, one of my biggest like triggers, and something that like I really genuinely feel passionate about, is if you can't take the heat, don't stand in the kitchen. And I mean that like,
that's what I said. I said you
things.
Shouldn't have come out of your social media break if this was what you were going to do, because apparently you weren't ready.
She wasn't on a break either. She was bleaching her eyebrows on social media last Wednesday. You're just mad it wasn't working. Sorry.
I don't know.
I just like, genuinely, if you cannot take the heat, then don't stand in the kitchen. Like, you wanted to come at me and you wanted the whole world to hate on me. That was your goal. And I think it's because you were defending Tessa and you love David's pool. Like, genuinely.
But you don't have to defend Tessa. I'll defend Tessa. Fuck, like, if we're comparing you and Tessa, like, Tessa's a saint. Like,
yeah, 100%. 100%. I'm going to my text with Alyssa because you read yours and I thought it'd be fun to look at what I said. So the night before the Avatar porn, my Bryce Hall night.
The fact that is even
it's a reference point. Oh my God. It's so funny when I like actually look back at all of our texts. It's just her like sending me shit about other people talking shit. Or like, what are you wearing? And it's like, I'm wearing a Skims dress. Literally like sending me canceled clips. Like, who's this about? I'm dying. Like sending me Dream while he's getting canceled.
She said she loves our podcast, but then she went on to say that no wonder you can't get a guest. Like, I'm going to get Marshmallow on here.
I texted her the night where I'm like with Bryce, like in Vegas. Like, I genuinely like don't remember. Like, I was just like, I might as well find out. I said, am I in trouble? What did you post? Say it with your chest. Which is a crazy way to open, I realize, but also like, fuck you. Our texts are so bad. She sends me this whole novel about she's been quiet on the sidelines, but I'm just sending constant hate to Jason and talking about Tessa, and I'm so wild. I go, so you rep Jason and Tessa? She goes, I rep Tessa till I die. Jason goes live to make money to provide for his children. I said, so we're not accounting for what he did to Trisha. Suddenly we're so forgiving. Ha ha ha. Like, I just started calling her Alyssa Nash, and to be honest with you, she started sending me novels, and I started replying with bitmojis. Like, I sent this.
Don't be silly is crazy.
Like, I just didn't know what to do. I was a little mean, but
I don't know. I get to a point where it's like, I do feel like a bully, and look at me. I am on a podcast talking shit about somebody, but it's like, I'm so like, I hate when people come for you, like specifically right now in this moment, because I'm like, I feel like it's coming at you from every fucking direction, and it's pissing me the fuck off.
That's what I'm saying. I just want 2 weeks so bad, but I understand that it comes with this life. But like, yeah, it was just so unwarranted, and her stance was so wrong. As someone who's apologized a million times and like had to get canceled a million times and been come out, like whenever anyone with a presence, or if someone posts something and like people are interacting with it coming at me, my very first thought is like, I'm gonna watch this from all angles mentally and see if I'm wrong. And if I am, I'm the first person to go do the fucking inner work and like grow from it, right? Like I'm so self-aware. Right. Like, if someone's saying I'm fucking wrong, I'm going to sit there and think, am I? How does someone else view this? Like, and it was so crazy. And I think that the entire TikTok she made about me truly encapsulated who she is as a person. Like, just you're laughing.
The giggling. Like, oh, and she's an fans girl selling her whole.
Like, you're laughing with your friend.
A lot of people are. And like, again, also an honest living that some people are doing just to support their kids. Okay.
It was just so hypocritical and like wrong. And then I tried to have a conversation with her, and like, again, like everything she says does not add up with her actions. It's like, it's such a level of hypocrisy that you can't even reason with it. And then she's just doubling down on it to the point where I'm like, what else am I supposed to do other than talk about it on a podcast? Like, I don't know what else to, like, it's everywhere.
Yeah, and this is our job. We get paid lots of money for it.
Stop.
We don't even have to have Depop.
I'm going to go buy the pink dress.
I tried. I think it's sold. Mm-hmm. Imagine I was just wearing it.
So funny, honestly.
Paige Lorenz should have bought it.
100. And that, yeah, like, dude, that just is, like, you're doing the same thing. I don't know. I really could talk about it for, like, hours because I feel so passionately. I'm like, what the actual fuck? Like, just what the actual fuck was not only that video, but your second video and your text to us, like, and just everything. Like, you're the worst.
Alicia's hot.
It's true.
It's really hot.
Makes it worse because it adds to, like, the Regina-fication of it all.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I had a lot of people warn me and say, like, I don't know if you should do this because she will make up lies to win. You know what I mean? And I could really foresee her.
Yeah, imagine her being like, yeah, I saw her shooting up heroin, or like, I don't know.
That's why I said we did the together. You know what I mean? I was going to say she was just out, but listen, I'll cover all bases.
I know. You know, a lot of people think that we well, especially me, like after the last episode, I like apparently didn't condemn Lila enough, and everyone's like, she's afraid of everyone telling like that she used to do all the time. I'm like, I will say I used to do all the time. Like, hello.
If that's the worst thing you have in the closet,
Lila doesn't have anything on me. I just don't want anyone to fucking kill themselves personally.
Yeah, that's fair. It's all a fucking mess.
I know, we've really made a mess. I think we might have to do like some sort of like balancing act. Like maybe we go open up a school in
Didn't Tessa do
Tessa
that?
Brooks, she can actually help us. Maybe we open up a school next door to Tessa Brooks. That's how we make amends with Tessa Brooks. We bring Paige. Everybody's happy.
And Paige Lorenz.
We're
We're all wearing hot pink dresses. We're on live panhandling while we open the school.
Yeah, and that's how, you know what? 100%.
And we sell pictures of our butthole, obviously.
For more supplies for the children.
I'm gonna kill myself. I mean, dude, it's funny because now we're about to shoot for Patreon, and this was something we were like never doing before. This is a new thing unlocked, and I do still have so much more to say, but I think I'm leaving it for there, and I'm really excited. Our goal with the Patreon, you guys, actually, let me get the list before I just spread misinformation. Our canceled Patreon is going to be $10 a month. Weekly canceled bits, clips, bonus segments, and more. Essentially everything that we just can't talk about straight to the public will be living there. Ad-free episodes, monthly Patreon exclusive live stream, which that's scary because that means you can ask us absolutely anything and we will tell you. 15% discount code for upcoming merchandise. Yes, it's coming. Private community chats, exclusive canceled hotline. We are so excited to use that to kind of give you guys advice, and we'll be answering all the Patreon questions on the actual canceled podcast. Early access for tickets and new tour dates, canceled Patreon exclusive t-shirt once a year, and a canceled holiday card. So if you guys do want to come hang out over there, essentially it's just so we stop canceling ourselves with a lot of the stuff that we say on this podcast. Nothing will change over here. I think we'll just go a little harder over there, and that's all I'm going to say. If you want to join it, it's linked below. And yeah.
I'm so excited.
I am so excited. I think we're going to have a live reaction later to Clinton's mom reveal, potentially on Patreon.
We can probably say that because, I mean, we'll cut it if not, but it'll be out by the time this episode's out, if it's real.
You guys, I fear I have to get off this mic.
I think so too. I think we've done enough for the day.
It's so funny too, just the way, like, when it rains, it pours. Like last week is Clinton, Zach saying like, and now this week is Alyssa,
that's what we can do on Patreon. I'm going to read you my Zach Sang text.
Oh, beautiful. That's gorgeous. But genuinely, I'm really hoping like our next few episodes are like meditative with Paige, and we're back to like jacket off under the rainbow tarp or something. You know what I mean? Like just.
Me too. I would like to be a little bit more lighthearted. I really am not. I'm not a hateful person. I don't have a lot of hate in my heart, except sometimes I have a lot of hate in my heart and I'm a hateful person.
We love you guys so much, and thank you for all the opportunities you give us. Even today at our shoot, I was just like, wow, I can't. If you told Brooke and I when we first sat down on this couch that we'd be doing this, it's crazy. And again, I love a lighthearted episode, but this week did not call for that. No one go watch Avatar porn. I think I did that.
I'm doing it right the fuck after this. I'm having a viewing party. Amanda Diaz is coming over. Everything's amazing.
Not kidding. And you'll have the vibrator with the Tetris screen on it, and everything will be fine.
It's going to be amazing.
We love you guys so much. Now, don't bully people unless
no bullying.
They deserve it and it's a little funny. Goodbye.